Hi everyone, a very warm welcome from Propelled. Today we have Bala Simoni as our guest for Ask Me Anything to an IITian. So Bala is a student of IIT Madras. He is currently pursuing his chemical engineering. He is from Andhra Pradesh and qualified JEE Mains and Advanced in his first attempt in 2022. He's a bright and passionate student with an year experience in two startups. Like when he is in college itself, he has started with his startup environment as well during the second year of college. Currently, he leads a project management team at Nirman, which is actually the startup pre-incubator at IIT Madras, supporting and mentoring aspiring entrepreneurs. He is now here with us in Propelled to help everyone in our community on cracking the JEE Mains exams that's going to come up next week. In this session, he will be sharing all his experiences about cracking JEE and all the tips, and he's all yours. You guys can ask him any tips and tricks on cracking this first attempt that is coming. So just to warm up the session, is everyone ready to attempt this exam that's coming up? Is everyone prepared for it? Give me oh, I'm getting hearts and thumbs up. That's great sign. I guess you all are in the middle of the preparation, and I'm so glad you all joined today for this session as well, even while the heat of the moment is going on. So over to you, Bala, with our very first question that I would like to ask from my end on cracking JEE. So why don't we start with IIT, and how was your journey of preparation when you were preparing, when you started preparing for your JEE?
Namaste everyone, and thank you for Propel for giving this golden opportunity. So my journey of getting into JEE and IIT started in the sixth year itself. So I joined Narayana in my sixth class, and they started my foundation for the JEE. And continuing that in this 11th class, we started with the JEE, and my dream of IIT is getting and then it started with a rigorous preparation of then 3 hours of daily classes and then 3 hours of practice. And then it got extended, and we kept increasing the hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours a day. And at the end of the second year, we have got the experience both in the lecture wise and also the practice wise. And then it went up to the JEE. Finally, we got
Okay, understood. So before we get into the next question, is everyone comfortable with English, or थोड़ा सा हिंदी mix करना है या नहीं? हिंदी mix करना है तो can you all drop it in the chat box? And Bala, I assume you are comfortable with in Hindi a little bit.
yeah, I can understand Hindi and I can speak by Hindi, but not that fluently. So if the question is in that Hindi manner, I can just yes.
Okay, I will थोड़ा सा हिंदी mix करके बात करेगा. इतना तो मुझे भी नहीं आता है. ठीक है, तो if you can keep your mic a little bit closer, I think थोड़ा सा आवाज काट रहा है.
Okay, one second. I'll switch.
Yeah, जो भी बाला बोल रहे हैं ना, सब लोग का क्लियर है क्या? क्लियर नहीं है, मुझे भी लग रहा है कि इतना क्लियर नहीं है ऑडियो.
Is it fine now?
थोड़ा और आवाज
okay, one second. I'll just switch off my camera.
Sure. ठीक है एवरीवन, मैंने बोला कि थोड़ा आवाज बढ़ाने के लिए, तो यू विल बी एबल टू हियर नाउ, एंड हिंदी थोड़ा मिक्स करने के लिए कोशिश करेगा.
ठीक है. Is it fine now, ma'am?
Okay, I think next question, I'll ask the next question, and once you are saying it, I'll probably tell you.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, तो next question ये है कि how was your last day or days of JEE preparation, and हमारा audience के लिए क्या suggestion देना चाहते हैं कि last days में क्या करना है preparation के time पे?
Okay, so in the last days, that is the time when we should realize that our all preparation have been done very well, and then we should focus on mainly the topics which are having more weightage. And then we should also practice the PYQs. your previously year questions. And most of them, I don't say the JEE questions will be repeated, but you can use them to use as an time management basically to solve all the questions in the 3 hours itself, and also an experience of how a questions will be getting. And then I suggest you to write a summary of what all you have studied and also a formula sheet for the important formulas, so that when it's before day of the exam, you can just sum it up all and just read it fastly. And then I just say you should believe in your preparation till now, and then write the exam confident.
Understood. So these are the tips that you have been following as well?
Yeah, it
Okay.
worked good. So
So imagine it's your day of exam, Bala. As in, what are the do's and don'ts on the day of exam? क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है?
okay. So I mean, the basic rule stands, which is like we should not study anything new on that day itself. And I mean, the cost of it is we'll be forgetting most of the things which we learned earlier. And then on that day, so the formula sheet which we prepared from the topics we learned earlier, it should be just summing up and just reading it quickly of all the formulas. And after that, you can be like, once you get into the exam, you should follow the strategies, simple strategies. Basically, like starting with the chemistry or starting with your strongest subject. And I mean, there's another question, I guess. So we'll be continuing. And the don'ts can be like, don'ts is what I told, and the do's can be like, you should be having some peace of mind, not getting any pressure into your mind on the exam day itself. And apart from that, yeah, yes.
Okay. So we have a question in the chat box, just in between taking it up, which is
Sure, sure.
I am following a YouTube channel. So this has been asked by Ajay. Ajay is saying that he's following a YouTube channel for one-shot revision. What is your view on it? As in, what is your view on following YouTube channels for revisions?
Okay. So I suppose the question is like, is one shot reason enough for the decisions? Yeah, it is enough, but saying up that you have already studied the chapter and already solved the problems of it. Otherwise, one shot revisions basically lack the thing which is like, the overall summary is something is one shot revision, but not the complete topics and complete understanding. But if you see for the JEE mains, the one-shot revision is more than enough, and you can solve some problems regarding it, and also the PYQs, and the sums which are in it. And then one-shot revision is fine. Otherwise, for the JEE advanced, one-shot revisions are not that fine. Try JEE advanced.
Okay. So I think he'll also be able to answer a lot of questions in terms of JEE Advanced. So is there anyone here who is also planning to appear for JEE Advanced? Can you all give me a thumbs up who are aspiring for JEE Advanced as well? Reena is there, Ajay, Shreya, Ayush. Okay, I think there are a lot of people who are aspiring for JEE Advanced as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Great, great. So Reena has also asked a question in the text box, which is how should we analyze mock test and their results? Like, how do we
Okay.
approach mock test basically?
Okay. So mock tests are mainly for the time management. But apart from that, there are some other uses for mock tests, and how you should be analyzing it is basically check up for the errors and the check up for the positives, both positives and negatives. So the questions which you have answered, check if it's possible for solving it in less time. Let's say you took some question, you solved a question for 3 minutes in maths, and then you should be analyzing that if you can be solving it more faster, so that in the main exam you can be solving it faster. And the questions which you got wrong, write out the reasons for the reason which you got wrong. Basically, it can be error mistake, or it can be a conceptual mistake, or it can be something which you have never seen. So, if you approach each thing in each different way, let's say if the approach is, if the thing is an error mistake, then you can't be doing anything because it's just an overlook. But if it's something that the concept is new or the question is new, then you should start learning the topic, or otherwise practice more sums in the topic. You can be getting more from it.
So, mock test, appearing for a lot of mock test is a revision strategy as well.
Yeah, but only mock test doesn't help if you're not strong in the concepts. If you're still not confident in the concepts, then I suggest you to first finish up that and write two mock tests or one mock test a day. Mock tests play an important role because, it's just a practice before the main exam. So practice makes man perfect. So, yeah,
ठीक है, ठीक है. So definitely we'll go back to the chat box again. Before that, I
yeah,
guess we will go with few of the questions that we had in mind already,
sure.
which are like, how do you approach the question paper? उसका strategy क्या है? Once you're in the exam hall,
Hmm.
question paper approach करने का strategy क्या है? क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है? How do you know like how to time it and all of it?
So I start with JEE Mains. And I'll start with a generalized purpose, generalized solving. So first thing is
Bala,
people have
sorry,
to,
Bala, I guess you'll have to
okay,
keep the mic a little
is this
closer.
fine? No? Is this fine?
Yes, fine. Continue.
Okay. So, there are two approaches. One is starting with your strongest subject, otherwise starting with chemistry. So I'll say starting with chemistry is my strategy because basically in chemistry there's much more of you should be remembering things. So once I go to chemistry and I'll just see which can be directly answered in the first, and then I'll start with maths or physics depending on which is easy. And I suggest you guys either start with the same thing or else start with your strongest subject so that you can gain some confidence. But the initial strategy of the first 15 minutes will be just viewing up the paper completely. Which is difficult and which is easy, what takes more time and what takes less time. And after that, you should be prioritizing based on easy questions first, and then medium, and then hard. So it's not about perfection. So don't aim for perfection like solving 100% of the paper, but solve it in a way that you'll be scoring more. And also, the negative marking is there. It should be like, which you are confident only, you should be answering something like that.
Okay, so Bala, if you can give a five thumb rule for the students out here on how to approach your question papers, what would those be?
Number, not exactly, I can say five as of now, but I can say like, I'll explain in a subjective way, man.
Huh.
So if you see, let's say for chemistry, basically, if you see first, inorganic and organic can be the first scoring, and you can be just answering it directly. And the physical chemistry, you should be as of the practice you do, you can be knowing how much time will it take to be solving it of the each question. So based on that, you can mark the questions. And then if you see in maths and physics, even physics have the basic NCERT questions. Usually in 3 4 years back, the question paper of JEE Mains is having the same standard as JEE Advanced, but a little lesser. But now what happened is even physics and maths papers are having the NCERT level questions, so which are easy and less time to solve. So you can start with those questions, and then in the maths and physics, you can be having the extra topic questions and all, which will be even easier. And after that, remaining all will be based on medium and difficulty level. And then you can come up with those. And Fulton rule can be like basically starting, reviewing the paper, then aiming for which subject, and then solving based on easy, medium, hard, and at last reviewing is everything correct or not. Just testing, doing the testing, and also the rough work which you do. Then verifying is there any error mistakes or not. So that ends up the question.
Understood.
Yes, ma'am.
So Virendra, on that note, Virendra has asked that how do you deal with organic chemistry in the last days?
Yeah. So two things. In organic chemistry, if you have previously solved it, then it would be fine because you just need revision. You just have to rectify it, basically mnemonics and all the tricks and tips. But apart from that, if you don't know organic chemistry from scratch, I would say focus on second year organic chemistry first because it will be having 60% of the weightage in the paper of organic chemistry. So you can approach the different reaction mechanisms and different formulas for organic chemistry. And also you can be starting with a basics of how a carbon chemistry work and all, so that you'll be having the interest of learning organic chemistry, and then you can continue.
Understood.
Yes.
So one of the other major problem that all these students face is confidence issues, Bala. Uh, Especially during the last days, they really lose their confidence. They are really worried if it is possible for them to do this or not. Even though how much ever prepared they are, the final moment comes, they feel like they don't know anything. So Bala, how do you suggest, what was your approach during your exam days on tackling confidence issues?
So, basically, I mean, it is actually a pressure moment to anyone to write the exam. I mean, JEE Mains and Advanced after so long preparation, whether it's 2 years or 5 years or 7 years. But I would say just believe in your preparation, because it's what you do. It's what you do, and it's what you did. And not only you, I mean, unlike 12 lakh other people are also writing the same question paper. So, I mean, just make it more normalized. Don't let the pressure go in. Have the inner pressure that you are putting your pressure into you, but don't let any external pressure go into you. And I suggest doing the same ordinary things, old and best things, which are like having meditation for 10 15 minutes to get your food. And also, I mean, just counting 10 to 1 numbers on back and front. So those can be small techniques, but you should be believing in you, and don't let the external pressure go into you. Just have the internal pressure to do something, but don't have the external pressure into you and mess up everything. Yes.
Understood. Understood. Now, I guess we can also open the session a little bit for the audience to unmute themselves and ask questions as well.
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
So anyone who wants, so raise your hand so that you can unmute yourself. I will take up your name and you can unmute yourself, and any questions that you have वो पूछ सकते हैं. तो whoever wants to ask question, आपका hand raise कर दीजिए. मैं क्यों open करते हो? ठीक है, let's start with Surendra ji. You can unmute and ask your question. आपको जो भी पूछना है अनम्यूट करके पूछ सकते हैं. ठीक है, सुरेंद्र जी ने लोअर कर दिया, लेकिन एम कुमार.
हेलो मैडम.
हाँ जी.
एक्यूरेसी कैसे लाए? जो स्टूडेंट जो क्वेश्चन छोड़ते, क्वेश्चन जो छुड़ाने वाले हैं अब, उसमें एक्यूरेसी कैसे लाए? वो नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं आना, उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए?
Bala, question. Did you understand the question?
नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं आनी चाहिए, उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए मैडम एग्जाम में? अब मेन के एक्यूरेसी कैसे लाए?
Yeah, I
समझ
got
आ
it.
गया.
Ma'am, I'm audible now. The earphone mic is too.
Your earphone is not
I
working.
mean, now it's fine, ma'am. I mean,
Yeah, it's
Hello,
fine.
sir.
It's
okay,
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
हेलो सर, एक्यूरेसी कैसे लाए एग्जाम में? एक्यूरेसी कैसे लाए?
Namaste, sir. I understood your question. So,
हाँ,
मतलब स्पीड और एक्यूरेसी को मतलब सॉल्विंग अलग अलग क्वेश्चंस, एंड ऑल्सो आई मीन ज्यादा क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने से वो आएगा. पर आई मीन द इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग इन दिस इज सॉल्विंग, आई मीन हैविंग द एरर एनालिसिस ऑफ योर क्वेश्चंस. लेट्स से तो कुछ गलत किया तो इनमें क्वेश्चन में, तो ये आई मीन ये सही करना, ये सही करना, तो ईच चैप्टर में कुछ सही करना, तो वो आएगा. तो ज्यादा क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना, और आल्सो आई मीन हैविंग एरर एनालिसिस.
तो सुरेंद्र जी, बाला बोल रहे हैं कि एरर एनालिसिस करना पड़ेगा कि क्या गलत चला है, और लाइक हाउ टू करेक्ट दैट गोइंग.
ओके, थैंक्स मैडम.
हाँ, तो सुरेंद्र जी नेगेटिव मार्किंग के बारे में भी पूछ रही है बाला. Your take on it. Do you have any take on that, Bala?
Yeah, ma'am. I'll add up in English. You can just translate, ma'am. Otherwise,
Yeah,
my
sure.
Hindi is just bad at this moment. So, so if you see, in the negative marking, let's say just one, you'll have something as gut feeling. Let's say if you are solving more questions and having more analysis, and then you'll be having the gut feeling like if the answer is right or not. I mean, if you solve a question and get an answer, you'll be having the gut feeling, and also if you are just guessing something, you'll also be having the gut feeling. And if you want that gut feeling to improve, I'd say solve more and more problems and also have the same thing, which is error analysis. Otherwise, you can also explore about different approaches of how to solve that problem, so that at the end of the day, you can have the idea of how approx the answer can be.
हेलो भैया.
Yeah.
हाँ जी अजय.
भैया अभी तो 3 दिन ही बचे हैं ना. आप कह रहे हो कि एक्सप्लोर न्यू टेक्निक्स एंड अभी तो 3 दिन में से क्या ही कर लेंगे.
Okay. Okay. So if I'm saying as a general approach, if in a 3-day approach, it's just 3 days, then you can use this. You can use this thing for the next JEE second attempt or a JEE advanced. But if you see for this attempt, what you can be doing, for the negative marking is have the same gut feeling. Solve the problem first, and then if you feel the right answer is right, and then you'll having the same feeling that if you can, it's right or not. Otherwise, if you are guessing it, the approximate thing which you have to do in these 3 days is basically see different problems of how the things are being. There are 3 days, but what I can be saying is, there are standard models of the PYQs. By the mock test, you can be knowing of how sure, is your gut feeling working or not, and how sure the answer can be.
तो
भैया एक और चीज पूछना था मेरे को.
हाँ
भैया एक ना डर नहीं खत्म हो रहा है. जब भी कोई नया क्वेश्चन आता ना तो डर सा लगता है कि यार ये नहीं बनेगा. अब वो डर नहीं खत्म हो रहा है.
Okay. So what I did is basically, if there is any new question, I just feel like, okay, I'll first start with from which topic is this coming from, and then I'll start with the basic formulas. So once I start with the basic formulas, and I just start approaching and just start solving, and then if at some point, if I stop because of there is anything new point in that question, and then I'll be having the same fear. But most of the times, 99% of the cases, I just feel the formula is like, just start. Just start solving from which topic it came, and then in the in the midway process, you'll be getting an idea of how could it be solved. And it will be, it should be coming from your practice. Basically, the immense practice you do will be having, you'll be having the ideas in the midway. But as the question is new, you'll be having the first fear that if I start, I may not get the answer. But I say you just start, and then in the midway, you'll be getting an idea, some idea of the topic which you have done previously. Yeah, thank you.
yes, someone else wants to ask a question as well.
Hi. So I have a question. If there is any technical issue while writing the examination, will there be any assistance while writing the examination? And one more question is, how can we take this calculated risk అంటారు కదా, లైక్ మనకు తెలిసి ఉంటుంది 80% కాన్ఫిడెంట్ ఉంటాము. షుడ్ వి అటెంప్ట్ దట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఆర్ వదిలేస్తే మంచిదంటారా? లేకుంటే ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ కాన్ఫిడెంట్లీ కెప్ 50 questions correct, can I take 5 questions as calculated risk?
Okay. I'll answer this in the English itself. I'm comfortable with Telugu, but I'll answer in English.
Sure,
So,
not a problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, can you repeat the first question, which the technical issue? So, there will be the assistance. As the invigilators will be the technical assistance. And one of my friend got, a technical glitch, and he couldn't able to write the exam. But they extended his exam, and there was around 1 hour, 2 hour extension for it. How much is the lost? How much time is lost in the exam has been covered up. And coming up to your second question, which is like calculated risk. Yeah, it is calculated risk, but there are two things. I mean, my friend, there is one of my friend, and he used to say, if you answer 4 of the questions by the gut feeling, even if one question is right, you'll be covering up both the negative marks and also getting the positive marks at the end out of 4. So, but that is wrong approach, and he too suffered and he changed. So, but as you said, calculated risk, because you answered 50 questions. I mean, taking up a chance for five questions is based on your gut feeling. So, if you're feeling like the answer is correct, I mean, the answer is correct, and I mean, the answer is not exactly correct, but this may be correct. You can take up chance for 5 to 10 questions, but not more than that. If you take up more than that, you'll be ending up having more negative. And in the JEE Advanced, you cannot be taking that much risk, but you can take around 3 to 5 questions. I mean, as the calculator risk. Apart from that, in the JEE Mains, based on your answer, you can take around 10 to 20% as the, I mean, calculated risk. Other than that, and also, it is only when you feel like the answer can be correct or wrong. Otherwise, you couldn't be taking is what.
Yeah, thanks for answering that. When you
Yeah.
said technical glitches, there is a will the kids get? I mean, can they note down the time at what time the laptop crashed or some issue by looking at
No.
the clock there? How
Yeah,
they can confirm? Will be there anyway. They'll be newsletter, but
yeah.
as a student, is there possibility that they note down the time at exactly at what time
No.
they
So
lost it?
basically, yeah, got it. So there will be, I mean, you can't be noting down because it's just a sudden thing. But I mean, as the server works in a way which, let's say there is 3 hour exam, and the server, I mean, your child's exam got stopped at 1 hour 20 minutes. And once the server gets back and the invigilator start with the exam, it starts at the same point of time where it stopped. I mean, the server works in that way. So no need
Understood.
of we noting it. Yeah.
I think that should be fine. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
हेलो भैया
हाँ, हेलो
आप
नरेश। मैडम।
हेलो
हाँ, हेलो।
भैया आप तुक्का मारते थे आप
Not every time, but I mean, in the JEE Mains, I marked few, but remaining I didn't do.
कैसे मारते थे भैया मतलब
मतलब I mean, तो चैप्टर के लिए अलग टेक्निक्स है मेरे पास। उस समय पे वो I mean देख के I have a intuition like this may be correct or this may be correct, and then I mark few. But in JEE Advanced, I didn't mark it.
आपका कितना परसेंटाइल आया था
99.23.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Sachin.
Hello, sir. I was asking when solving questions in the physics section, it takes time for me to apply the concept, even though I understand what it is, what the concept is, but still I can't really apply the concept for the question.
Okay. So this is the problem I used to face in my first year. I mean, not in first year, in the second year. So what I used to do is, I mean, I tried to understand the concept more perfectly, but apart from that, I started visualizing the question. I mean, in the real life, if that is the case, how could I solve it? And then I try to apply. I mean, I use this. I mean, let's say there's some topic, and in that I have done some, let's just say, like 30-40 questions, and this is a new question. And I mean, those 30-40 I solved using the solutions. So now the new question comes up, and I'm not able to apply the same concept. And then I used to take reference of the different questions which I solved. And then once I started visualization, and then I mean, drawing up the diagram, and also I mean, all the calculations, then in the midway I used to get the answer. So it is basically what I would say is, first start visualization the question, and then second, get more familiar with what are the different formulas and different approaches for the problem. That's it.
Okay,
If you
thank you, sir.
if you say in these 3 days, you could be solving something like, I mean, you could see which is the similar problem you solved basically in the previous, and then you'll be getting an idea.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
भैया मेरा शूट 22 तारीख को है, एक लास्ट फाइनल पीस ऑफ एडवाइस।
Final piece of advice would be, for every chapter, write all the important formulas, and then, by heart, and just remember. Try to remember everything. But I would say I'll give you a very nice tip. So basically, in the chemistry, there are last two topics in the second year and last topic in the first year, which is environmental chemistry, polymers, and then chemistry in everyday life. Try to remember that three chapters as much as you can, because that will be the most differentiating with other people who are preparing for JEE.
They are all
Because-
deleted this year.
Okay, so I didn't know that. So if they are deleted, then the other tip would be like, mm, as I told, start with chemistry. And if you see, okay, so in the chemistry, if you see the second year topics, let's say P block, D block, and then even in the organic chemistry, carbonyl compounds and nitrogen. So those will be the most questions coming from that. So start revising and remembering all the approaches and all the reaction mechanisms. Apart from that, it's fine. Remaining all is just based on your preparation.
हेलो सर।
Hello.
सर आपने कौन सी क्लास से प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट किया था जेईई मेंस के लिए?
6th class, sir.
ओके,
Yeah.
माय सन इज नाउ इन क्लास 9th.
Okay. Sir,
And
but it doesn't depend on when we start, sir. Like my friend started at 12th class and he just got like 500 to 1000 ranks variation only. But if you start working, at least, it is as better as early as we start. But also, if you study this 11th and 12th completely and seriously, then they can be achieving it, sir.
okay, 11th and 12th.
11th and 12th, they should be completely focused. And before that, as much as early as they start, it is just better. That's it. Any foundation from 6th to 10th and anything, they'll be just giving foundation for 11th class. So, 11th class topics. So he can perform well in first year, and then in the second year, with that confidence, he can perform. So they give this foundation. But apart from that, if you study in 11th and 12th perfectly, they can be doing it, sir.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
सर गुड आफ्टरनून।
Good afternoon.
मेरा सन है ना अभी 10th स्टैंडर्ड में है, तो उसकी आगे की 11 12th के लिए जो भी क्लासेस में पढ़ रहा है उसका मटेरियल के साथ साथ आपके हिसाब से कौन सी बुक्स प्रेफर करनी चाहिए और उसकी जर्नी कैसी होनी चाहिए?
Okay. So, I will give the basic standard. Hello.
हेलो सर।
Hello. So, so there's some audio coming from your side. Yes, sir. I just. So basically, for each maths, physics, chemistry, there are different books. In maths, if your son is studying with any coaching, let's say LN or FITG or anything, they can be start studying their material only and not focus on other any books or something. But I would suggest you. Okay, bye, Ajay. So I suggest your children to focus on that material only. But apart from that, if you studying individually, then there are different books. Let's say for physics there is H.C. Verma, and for chemistry there is something called as Balaji and O.P. Tandon. That will be enough for physical and organic and inorganic. And Balaji is best for organic. And in physics, H.C. Verma, Iridov are there for complex problems in JEE Advanced. If you see for basic things, they can be starting with NCRT, as recently in the JEE Mains, most questions are like from NCRT based. Apart from that, if we want to study, study as in the main questions, he can be following his coaching material. Otherwise, he can be studying from the H.C. Verma basic problems. That will be more than enough, sir.
Bhaiya, I have a question.
Yeah.
Bhaiya, how I manage time in each subject so are good marks due to the lack of time I scored less marks in the mathematics.
Okay. In first, I used to give the same amount of time for maths, physics, chemistry. But later, as I'm good at maths, I used to give less. I mean, less time for maths, and then I started reducing time for maths and using that more in the physics. So you can be, researching out about yourself, which is like best. What can we say? Which you are strong at and which you are weak at, and give the strong amount of time to weak thing.
And also, I suffered in organic chemistry. So what I can do?
Uh, Organic chemistry. So I followed OP Tandon and Balaji book, but in the start I followed my college book, but apart from that I referred OP Tandon and Balaji, but I found like the coaching material already has in it. But what you can do
In
is
which
first,
in which coaching are you?
I've been in SVC, which is like Sri Venkateshwara classes in the local Vishakhapatnam. Okay, so what you can be doing is basically start with NCRT. In that you can be understanding all the concepts and the basic concepts, and after that you can be approaching to these books in which they'll be having different approaches of the same formula and same thing, and also they'll be asking different amount of questions for the same formula. That will be better.
Okay.
Yeah. One
भैया
सर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन के लिए सर मैथ मतलब एनसीईआरटी की बुक्स को 11th 12th का अच्छे से करना चाहिए ना?
हाँ, yeah. Even for maths, even for maths, there will be book like, 1 second. I forgot the book.
आरडी शर्मा
RD Sharma is basic thing. There is another Singage. Yeah, Singage maths books are fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Singage maths books can be covered. The most of the questions, and there'll be also the different publications like McGraw-Hill and all. But Singage covers most of it for each topic.
Okay.
भैया जेईई मेंस के लिए मैंने 2020 to 2024 तक पीवाईक्यू सॉल्व किया है और कितना सॉल्व मतलब कि पहले का भी सॉल्व करना जरूरी है?
So before 2000, you don't have to solve because that will be mostly NCERT questions. But after year 2000, there are different difficulties of each year. Let's say in my year, IIT Bombay conducted the paper. So each IIT conducts in each year. So what I feel is
For JEE mains.
for JEE, okay. So for JEE Mains, NTA conducts. So there is an app for NTA which conducts mock
NTA
tests.
Madras.
Yeah, you can follow that, and you don't need to be solving all your papers, but this will be fine.
Is doing a top PYQs enough for now at least?
Yeah, for now at least it is enough. But if you are aiming for second attempt, I think you should be solving more so that you'll be getting more confidence. That's it. Because what all the questions you solved for each topic will have been covered these PYQs. But also, if you want specifically PYQs, then you'll be getting confidence that I previously, I solved the previous JEE questions. So that's. But
we can do that after first attempt and before the second attempt, right?
Yeah. After first attempt, we can do for the second attempt. But as of now, the top PYQs are enough.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
मुझे लास्ट एग्जामिनेशन बहुत हार्ड होता है क्या? जैसे मेरा 29 को है.
हाँ, can you repeat?
वो लास्ट शिफ्ट का वो पेपर हार्ड होता है क्या? जैसे मेरे 29 को है.
No, ऐसा नहीं होता है. वो, each shift will be having different way. There's no easy to hard or hard to easy. Each shift will be harder. My shift was on the second day of the schedule, and in the first attempt it was hard, and then second attempt it was easy. But my second attempt was also on the same day, which is like second day of the schedule. So it's not the same day.
Sir, which institute is you prefer for preparation? आप कौन से इंस्टीट्यूट को प्रेफर करेंगे सर प्रिपरेशन के लिए?
I didn't see different institutes, books, different materials and all. But I feel, for myself, my inter coaching, which is like Sri Venkateshwara, have now launched like online coaching also. That is, I feel those material and those classes were nice. But apart from that, what I heard from my friends is like Fiji. After that, they said LN, and after that, they said some different institutions.
ओके सर, ये जो आप वाला सर जो इंस्टीट्यूट है वो दिल्ली में मुझे लगता है आई थिंक अवेलेबल नहीं होगा वो.
हाँ दिल्ली में नहीं अवेलेबल होगा। वो ऑनलाइन कोर्स है सर उसका।
अच्छा सर, क्या नाम बताइए वापस एक बार।
श्री वेंकटेश्वरा क्लासेस सर।
ओके ओके, ठीक है सर।
हाँ
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
yes, हाँ
भैया कौन सी
Hi,
स्टेट?
कैन यू रिपीट?
मतलब ऑनलाइन अच्छा है कि ऑफलाइन क्लासेस अच्छे होंगे?
Okay, that is another question. So basically in offline, I mean, if you are having competitive nature that let's say you got some score and then you want to improve the score constantly, and you can be studying without any distraction at home, and then you can choose online because you'll be just not comparing with any others and just improve your score, I mean, constantly, and then in the final exam you can do. But if you there are some benefits for offline also, which are like you can be seeing the other children around you and you will be getting more motivated to do. And also offline teaching and online teaching, if you see online teaching, if there is some, I mean, in particular institutions and also in particular YouTube videos also, those will be good, but otherwise online lacks the thing which is like interaction. So you can, I mean, if you are more active and watching the lectures in the early morning or the morning itself, then it's fine. Otherwise you'll be just missing out some points. But in whereas in the offline coaching, they'll be just coaching, I mean, they'll be just going in the way, I mean, which is like more interactive and also either slow or fast based on the children. So my preparation was in like in 2020, which is like COVID phase. So it is going both online and offline. So I know the difference between online and offline, so I can answer it better.
भैया how I manage board with JEE Main?
Both, can you repeat the question?
Bala, I think most of the people have the question of how to manage board exams and JEE. So
Okay.
board exams are also coming up, right? So how to
Yeah, yeah.
balance it, or any tips on board exams?
Okay. So basically, my idea of preparation was in my 12th class. It is basically that board exams are not that prior to me, but board exams have a prior, which is like, I mean, let's say I'm in the IIT Madras and I have my resume prepared, and this 12th class, your 12th class marks just will be on the resume top after your 10th class marks, and apart from all will be your experience, your work experiences, your skills, your projects, and everything. So board exams play a role, which is like a basic criteria of getting more than 75 or 80% of the marks. But apart from that, there is not much scope if you want to have, I mean, if you want to crack JEE Mains and Advanced basically. But if you want tips, I'll be giving, let's say I prepared for CBSE in my boards. I used to have two attempts. One is term 1 and term 2 in my 12th class itself. Term 1 was easy because it's just MCQs and we are familiar with MCQs. In term 2, I started my preparation like 5 days or 10 days before the main exams. And the maths, physics, chemistry, you can be just knowing it because you're preparing for it. The other two electives which I have is English and physical education. I paid some attention to it for 3 to 4 days constantly by stopping this JEE preparation. But what I would suggest is basically, as you are aiming for aiming for JEE Mains and Advanced, you should be not that focused to get a rank level performance in board exams. So what I'd say is, let's say for maths, physics, chemistry, see the NCERT books and read the topics which you missed, I mean, which you left, as they can't be asking. Let's say, yeah, let's say in the MCQ approach, there's some question and you'll be solving it. But as in the board exam, you have to write the complete theory. So see the proofs, see the theories which are there in the three subjects. And for English, I mean, for the other two electives, you can be choosing, I mean, you can be giving some 2-3 days time completely and then prepare and write whatever you will be getting it. As you're already constantly preparing for this JEE Mains and Advanced, you'll be improving your memory power constantly. So based on your memory power, you can be preferring out the time. Let's say you're sitting for boards. Let's say if you see for Andhra Telangana boards, you can be having this Starkey books and all. The Starkey book, there's something called a Starkey book, and in which there'll be standard questions, and you'll be getting the same standard questions. So that you can be just by hearting that and writing that in the board exam. So based on your board or CBSE, give some amount of time. Let's say, solid amount of time. Let's say if you give 3 days is enough. If you feel 3 days is enough, give those 3 days completely and write whatever you get. I mean, just have in the mind that you need to cross the criteria of getting 75 or 80% in the 12th. And I mean, if you want prove someone and not, just have more than 90% is fine. I mean, I got 90% in my boards in 12th class, but there is no significant amount of anything. I mean, any impact till now. I mean, I know even after that. So,
भैया you got selected IIT with board.
can you repeat?
अब बोर्ड के साथ वो IIT में select हुए हैं.
Yeah.
I think Bala, also the question is like board exam rank or mark that you get in board exam has a significance in getting into IIT?
No. They have criteria. I mean, they previously have a criteria that 75% or 80% of the marks in 12th class boards is a criteria to apply for this JOSA counseling, which is like an IIT and NIT, IIT's counseling. But in my year, they have removed it. But I don't know if I mean, I heard that it was back again. But anyway, getting more than 75 or 80% is not that tough. And also, I mean, why to leave chance of getting, I mean, marking out that you got less in your boards of 12th. So try to score that.
भैया in which year PYQ suggested for JEE Mains 2025 solve?
Can you repeat?
In which year PYQ suggested for JEE Mains 2025?
I mean, I didn't do year wise, but I mean, there are some years in this JEE. I mean, till some point of the time, there was only JEE Advanced. After that, this JEE Mains came. So I suggest you to see. I mean, but while I write the exam, while I wrote the exams, there was some videos floating up that the solutions of this JEE Mains attempt. 24th attempt, 24th afternoon attempt, and all. So you can see those. To see those lectures which are having. Hard ones. Starting with easy ones and then medium and hard papers. That will be fine, I guess. Don't try to completely mug up completely into the PVQs directly if you're not strong at concepts. But if you're strong at concepts, then start solving every year paper. Most of the questions which you can be solving in these 3 days. For the next attempt, though, I'd say solve most of the questions so that you'll be getting most confidence, as there are the JEE Mains questions at the end of the day.
Sir,
भैया if coaching material is enough or I go with you suggested that book.
So that's what I felt. I started with the coaching material, and after that I went with the books. But after I went with the books, I got to know that these are the same things which are in my coaching material, and I no need to be solving. So once the coaching material is done completely and nice, and then you can go to the books. And after that, if you feel the same questions were repeating or same similar way, then you no need to be solving. But if it's new, then for the JEE Mains second attempt, mainly for the JEE Advanced attempt, solve those very well, because those are the questions. Those books have the standards of the JEE Advanced questions, and also mains questions in those easy level of the book.
sir, if my maths and chemistry is a lot more stronger than physics, then would you suggest that I give much more time to that in the examinations and compensate the number of questions over there rather than doing physics more?
No. But giving up more time for your weaker subject is important in your preparation time. But in the exam time, while writing the exam, that's actually, not quite opposite, but it's an opposite way, which is like solving up first your strong subject completely, and then first start with a completely strong time. Start with a strong subject, and have more time for your. You'll be ending up either more time for your weaker subject, or else you'll be answering more questions in your strong subject. That's what I want to mention.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
भैया कौन सा PYQ का PYQ का भी करना बेनिफिशियल होगा JEE Mains 2025 के लिए?
Can you repeat?
भैया JEE Mains के लिए भी कौन सा ईयर का मतलब PYQ करना बेनिफिशियल होगा? मैंने तो अभी 2020 से 24 तक का किया है, उसके बारे में पूछ.
तो वो तो enough है. If you did 4-year PYQs, it is enough. Now start revising your concepts and revising formulas. But as I said, first concepts, and then solving as much as PYQs, and then getting confident, and then revising your subjects, the topics, and then writing up a formula sheet and revising the formula sheet, and then writing the exam. That's it.
Bala, I have a question from Salim in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am.
So Salim is asking that Salim is saying that he is confident with his 12th concepts, but not really with the 11 concepts. So he
Okay.
is thinking about he's saying his gut feeling says that he should basically take a drop and brush up his 11 concepts. But his father really wants him to clear it during the first attempt itself. So he's asking a direction on, should he be taking a drop just to revise the 11th properly?
Got it. So first of all, you should feel confident about, you should feel happy and confident, because generally people are more confident about their 11th topics than 12th. So as you're more confident about 12th, it is fine. And then even after that, more, 70% of the, what I observed is 70% of the questions come from the second year paper. Otherwise, first year topic, and also, summing it up with second year topic. So you should, you could be solving it. So what I suggest you to do is write this attempt, JEE Mains attempt, and then, this first JEE Mains attempt, and then you'll be getting a score. Try to improve your first year topics and revise your first year topics, and prepare for your boards in this middle of the first to second attempt, and give your second attempt the best. And then for the advanced, in the similar way what you prepared for the first year topics here, you prepare it for the advanced level. And then JEE Mains second attempt to advanced, you can prepare the second year advanced preparation. And then you can be writing up, is what I feel. But if you talk about taking a drop and going about it, I'd say write all the 3 exams and then decide about it, because every person can write 2 advanced and around 4 to 5 JEE Mains attempts, I guess. So give your best in this attempt only, because taking 1 year plus, and when you're having time and you're strong about second year already, is not much of use, is what I feel.
Yeah, in which state you belong to?
I belong to Sri Venkateshwara classes from Visakhapatnam,
State.
Andhra Pradesh.
सर
मेरा
आप अभी
सर मेरा
सर
क्वेश्चन
आप
ये है
अभी
कि
हाँ,
जेडबल मेन और एडवांस में ड्यूरिंग पेपर में है ना समय की कमी रहती है, तो वो कैसे ओवरकम करना चाहिए?
can you repeat it, sir? फिर
मेरा
से बोल
क्वेश्चन ये है कि ड्यूरिंग एग्जाम के दौरान जेडबल मेन और एडवांस के दौरान पेपर लिखने में समय की कमी रह जाती है। हम कभी कुछ क्वेश्चन में इतना समय दे देते हैं, तो समय की कमी वो कैसे हम ओवरकम करें?
Okay. So basically, you should be knowing, if you, any question, you should not be giving more time in the first, let's say there are 3 hours of exam, and then you should, in the first 2 hours, you should not be giving any more time with the other questions. But in the last 1 hour, you should be coming up with the difficult level questions. And if you're feeling like some question needs time, it is easy, but if it needs time, just mark the question. There's something called as safer letter or something in this portal of this JEE Mains. You can mark the question, and in the end, you can be solving it faster. Let's say, as the practice goes, you'll be knowing if the question is easy or hard, or it'll take more time or less time. So you can mark the questions which are easy and takes more time, and also the questions which are hard and takes more time. So in the first 10-15 minutes, when you see the paper, you can do this. And after that, in the end, you can be solving first easy and time taking, so that even if the time goes more, as it's the end of the paper, they can be solving it, and also getting the remaining. But in the end, if there are difficult questions and also it is more time taking, they'll be left out as the remaining questions which you didn't answer. That's it.
Hi all. I guess our 1 hour is up. I think Krishnam has been trying to ask questions, so we'll take that up as the last one and then close the session.
Sure.
सर मैं आपसे एक जानना चाहता हूँ कि आप क्या एडवाइस करोगे 9th क्लास के स्टूडेंट को कि कैसे प्रिपरेशन करना चाहिए JEE मेंस के लिए?
ठीक है, ठीक है। सो 9th क्लास से अभी बोर्ड्स के साथ इस आई मीन ही विल बी हैविंग एक्स्ट्रा टाइम इन द इवनिंग, I mean,
Yeah.
3 hours. He can be preparing like 2-3 hours daily of these small level topics in the first year. I mean, either taking any coaching help, or else he can see YouTube and learn any new things. I mean, first ask him to have some interest. I mean, make him more interested in IIT and this everything, so that he will be self motivated to study. And after that, every day ask him to spend like 2-3 hours daily and read those concepts. And then, as I told, 11th and 12th are most crucial. Motivate him like, forget everything these 2 years and study
Okay.
completely, so that his life will be better in the engineering. A standard quotation from parents. So you can
Okay.
just motivate him to do that, and also give him the interest of IIT. I mean, say why IIT is better than the other institutes, and how IIT can change his life, and how he will be having the other opportunities. तो ऐसे बोलेगा तो उसको भी इंटरेस्ट आएगा ऐसा।
Right. Yes. Thank you.
यस, या
Okay.
IIT एडवांस में कितने रैंक थे?
मेरा 2876 है।
हेलो भैया।
हेलो।
सो मेरी जो 11th है वो इतनी स्ट्रांग नहीं है, तो मैं 12th स्टार्ट करूंगी तो वो थोड़ी सी मतलब वो अच्छी, मतलब 11th इतनी स्ट्रांग नहीं तो 12th अच्छी जाएंगी ना, मतलब
कैन यू रिपीट?
like my 11th is just weak, so I can go, मतलब अब 12th स्टार्ट होंगी मेरी इस
ओके
ईयर से,
ओके
so
ओके ओके।
that will be
I mean, वो उतना मुश्किल नहीं होता है. There are some topics in 12th which are like interlinked with first year. So before they start the topics, try to revise or read the first year topics. Otherwise, there will be not be that problem for you. You can just be continuing your preparation, have more strength in the 12th, and also parallelly prepare for 11th if there is any topic which is related to 12th.
ओके भैया। आपने
Yeah.
कौन से इंजीनियरिंग कौन से ब्रांच से कर रहे हो?
केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग से कर रहा हूँ.
भैया आप
Okay, sir.
जनरल क्या है?
हाँ, या
Okay, I guess we have
Yeah,
to
last
close the
question,
session now. Yes, Kumar?
भैया आप मध्य प्रदेश की कौन सी सिटी से हो?
मध्य प्रदेश से.
कौन सी सिटी?
I
मध्य
think
प्रदेश नहीं है, आंध्र प्रदेश से है।
he's
मैं
विशाखापट्टनम।
आंध्र प्रदेश. मैं
yes.
आंध्र प्रदेश से हूँ.
कौन सी सिटी से?
आंध्र प्रदेश, एपी.
Okay, guys, I think it's time for us to close the session. I guess everyone was able to ask their questions and also get very beneficial answers from Bala as well. I'm pretty sure more people will have more questions in their mind, but no problem. Anytime you can drop it to the admin of the group, the WhatsApp group that we have, you can drop it to the admin of the group and we will take it up with Bala and be replying back to you. So no worries if you have missed out on your questions. And I think now it's time to thank Bala for taking up this session.
Sure. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And
Sure.
the audience are also quite interactive. Thank you for the
Yes, yes.
session.
Thank you so much for doing this for Propel Family, Bala. And
Sure.
thank you everyone who has joined in today. If you have any more questions, please take it up to the admin of the WhatsApp group. उधर से हम Bala से लेकर we'll give the answers to that. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Bye
thank
all.
you. Thank you.
भैया I ask city.
Visakhapatnam, Vizag.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Bala.